Aberdeen are unchanged from the side which beat Hibs last week. Willie Miller and David Robertson are still unavailable through injury, and Davy Dodds is held in reserve on the bench alongside Brian Grant. And there's tremendous interest in this man, Theo Snelders, named this week for the Dutch international squad. Manager Thijs Liebrechts is here to see him play, together with a battery of press and media men from Holland. Graham Souness has given a vote of confidence to the 11 men who failed last week against Motherwell at Fir Park, although there may well be tactical adjustments in the lineup. The ex-Aberdeen player Neil Cooper and Ian McCall are the substitutes. But this game can't have come quickly enough for Richard Gough, who scored Motherwell's winner last week through his own net, but he'll prefer to remember scoring Rangers' winner against Aberdeen at Ibrox in November. For the man with the key role in the middle this afternoon is referee Douglas Hope from Erskine, who looks very calm indeed for the start of the match as Aberdeen kick off. So Aberdeen with Paul Wright playing through the middle with Charlie Nicholas, and Alec McLeish, the skipper, this afternoon in the absence of Willie Miller. Here's Ian Ferguson making progress on the right for Rangers. The free kick's been given. Free kick to Rangers. There's Theo Snelders getting his first touch of the ball in the match. So Rangers now waiting for Richard Gough to go forward. A convincing start to the match could be all important. That's towards Gough. He's beaten by McLeish. A slice clearance by Robert Connor, and Rangers have the first corner kick of the match. There's Ian Robertson filling in for his namesake David Robertson at left back. Young man who's come through the Pittodrie ranks. He was signed as an S form. So Mark Walters preparing to take the corner for Rangers. So an early piece of action for Theo Snelders perhaps. Picture is there, it's headed away by Neil Simpson. There's Ferguson. So the first attempt on goal in the match goes well over the top from Ian Ferguson. So Snelders trying to turn Aberdeen into an attacking force. They headed away by Butcher. There's Monroe and Brown. Irvin sends it forward, and an offside flag up against Charlie Nicholas. Well, Charlie Nicholas will undoubtedly be very anxious to make an impact on these proceedings. The free kick will be taken by Butcher. Irvin and Drinkle together. It breaks for Connor. There's Ian Robertson. Good control from Paul Wright. Fine piece of play by the young striker. Here's McKinney. Mason goes on the right. Here's Betts trying to find Mason. Brown's clearance. Paul Mason again, tangling there with Monroe, and a free kick's been given to Aberdeen. A foul by Monroe. So Brian Irvin coming up from the back for Aberdeen. Jim Bett is waiting for him. There's Bett's free kick. Irvin comes to meet it. There's Connor, driven against Stevens for a corner kick. It's Aberdeen's first of the match. First time they've been seen on the attack virtually in the match. McLeish has come up with Irvin. There's McLeish. He did well to get to that, Alec McLeish. No real problem for Nicky Walker, but a fine bit of determined play from McLeish, the Aberdeen skipper, to head that towards goal. Irvin's header. Handball by Derek Ferguson. No complaint from the Rangers midfield player. Referee Douglas Hope having a word with Kevin Drinkle and Brian Irvin. Here's Nicholas. Brought down heavily there by Gough, who acknowledges the foul. An apology offered to the referee instantly by Richard Gough. But a heavy tackle that on Charlie Nicholas. Well, he's been used to some tough treatment over the years. Here's Paul Mason. Nicholas trying to go past Gough. And the free kick this time goes to Rangers at the edge of the box. Referee indicating handball against Charlie Nicholas. On the far side, Gary Stevens. Ferguson's onside, so is Walters. A chance now for Rangers. Ferguson looks up, Snell does. Ferguson, it comes off Stuart Monroe, and the ball's in the net. The goal's been given. Stuart Monroe got the last touch, and it was confusion there in the Aberdeen defence. No question about that. And Rangers take the lead, and the Aberdeen players looking towards the referee, I think, for a handball decision. But the Aberdeen defence initially breached by that long ball, which found Ian Ferguson springing in the offside trap, racing forward, looking up. They played the ball across the 6-yard box. Snelled it at full stretch. It broke out for Ferguson. It looked certain to score. The scramble clear, and eventually broke in off Stuart Monroe for his first goal of the season. Now McKimmie. Nicholas with a dummy. Great play involving Nicholas and Wright. Magnificent play from Charlie Nicholas and from Paul Wright. So close to the equaliser. Just look at the initial dummy from Charlie Nicholas. Wright knew it was coming, laid the ball into the path of Nicholas, setting himself up for that left foot shot which goes past the top corner. This is header, there's Derek Ferguson. It's not quite what he intended, but it falls kindly for Rangers to Stevens. This is Drinkle. Slip from Walters, allowing Ian Robertson to win possession. Simpson, and McLeish will help it back to Snelders. Good control from Paul Mason. This is McLeish. It's Paul Wright who's made the run this time, trying to go behind Goff. Puts her in trouble. There's Paul Wright. An opportunity there for Aberdeen, there's no doubt about that. Paul Wright trying to be perhaps a shade too clever, chipping that towards the top corner. Good challenge by McLeish. Through the middle is Derek Ferguson, that pass from Ian Ferguson, a great chance for the second. Brilliant play from Derek Ferguson. Rangers go two in front, and the centre of the Aberdeen defence is sliced open again. It was a combination of the two Fergusons. Just look at this for an inventive pass from Ian Ferguson. It split the Aberdeen defence wide open. Derek Ferguson going through, and that finish leaving Snelders without a hope. There's Bet and Connor. Bet again. Ian Robertson. Nicholas screening the ball from Drinkle. Back it goes to Simpson. Fine effort from Neil Simpson. Just about Aberdeen's best of the match so far. Was well set up with Charlie Nicholas screening the ball, and it was played into the path of Neil Simpson for that rifling shot which just went wide. Ian Robertson battling hard for possession, but losing out to that brilliant piece of play by Walters. Simpson goes across to cover. Stevens provides a decoy. Came off the head of Irvin. Ball right to Nicholas. Oh, it's great play from the Aberdeen strikers. Paul Wright still has possession with Simpson on his left. Simpson flooding it in. It's too high for Mason. Mason making a long run from a deep position to get on the end of that cross from Neil Simpson. Well, Aberdeen must be thinking now in terms of getting at least one back before the interval to set them up for a fight back in the second half. Walters wins it from Connor. There's Stevens. And the free kick again given against Drinkle, bumping back into Irvin as the ball was in the air. Spinning off the head of Butcher straight to Mason. McKimmie goes on the outside. Played across, it comes off Butcher. There's Connor. Now Bet. Shadowed by Derek Ferguson. Here's Ian Robertson. Simpson calls the ball inside. Goff puts pressure on. Good play from Simpson. McLeish making a good angle on the right. This is Mason. It's a great ball across. There's Connor. Now Nicholas. The ball was over the line. Aberdeen have pulled one back. Charlie Nicholas. Aberdeen right back in the match with Charlie Nicholas getting his 12th goal of the season. Well, this was great play from Aberdeen again. It was Paul Mason going on the right, sending over a magnificent cross, finding Connor in space. He didn't head for goal, played it back into the middle. There was Nicholas to power the header, was just reached it over the line. Terry Butcher getting up well. Stevens on his own to clear up. Ian Ferguson taken from the back by Irvin. And Ian Ferguson pushes Irvin to the ground. Now that was an act of sheer folly by the young Rangers striker. Ray Wilkins trying to control him. There'll be serious trouble now for Ferguson. No question that it was a hefty tackle from the back by Irvin. Ian Ferguson goes down, a clear foul, but look at this reaction as Ferguson gets up. A two-handed push at the chest on Irvin. The central defender goes down, and now Ian Ferguson is in big trouble with referee Douglas Hope. Will the card be yellow or red? It is yellow. And I have to say that in the laws of the land, I think Ian Ferguson's a very lucky young man. Ian Ferguson's header. Irvin will be forced to play the ball, I think. No, Monroe arrives a shade too late. The goal kick to Aberdeen. Stuart Monroe's done well in his unaccustomed role on the left side of midfield for Rangers. But there goes the half-time whistle, bringing to an end the first half full of interest and full of action. It was Rangers who drew first blood when Ian Ferguson sprung the offside trap, played it forward, then slanted across in which Snelders beat out to Derek Ferguson. The scramble ensued and Stuart Monroe put Rangers ahead. Then in 23 minutes, a fine pass from Ian Ferguson, a deadly finish from Derek Ferguson. Rangers were 2 ahead, but they were pulled right back into the match by Aberdeen when Charlie Nicholas took advantage of that headed pass from Robert Connor to nod home the goal, which makes the half-time score Aberdeen 1, Rangers 2. Aberdeen were right back in the match after being out of the play for the early stages when Rangers took control and scored these 2 goals in the opening quarter. But Aberdeen coming back with Charlie Nicholas's goal in the 37th minute and looking more and more impressive as the first half wore on. Good control again from Bet. A long high ball which should be an easy one for Butcher. Goff clears it. There's Irvin. Breaks now to Kevin Drinkle for Rangers. Ian Ferguson is available on the right. Gary Stevens has to stretch to win possession. He's doing well for Rangers. This is Ferguson. Well, a tame tackle that by Ian Robertson. That wasn't so tame though from Connor. Rangers throw. Walters calls for the ball. Irvin not being tempted to do anything rash with a diving tackle, but there's Walters making for the byline. Chance for Ferguson. Well, Derek Ferguson will see that as a great chance right in front of goal after that excellent piece of work by Walters. That's picked up by Drinkle. There's Walters, a great chance for Rangers, and what a magnificent save that was from Snelders. Totally commanding in the box. Look how quickly he sprinted out to get to Walters to block that cross. There's Walters. Inside it goes to Ian Ferguson. Stevens has stayed forward in the attack. Here's McKimmie, under pressure instantly from Monroe. And Snelder is forced to beat that behind for the corner kick. Stuart Monroe, a terrier there inside the box, challenging Stuart McKimmie. And yet another fine piece of goalkeeping by Theo Snelders. Up goes McKimmie, it's back with Derek Ferguson, Walters. And a brilliant save from Snelders. Well, I'm quite sure that was deliberate from Walters. Look how he took the pass and fired in that swerving shot instantly. And it was Snelders at full stretch. So more potential work for the keeper as Mark Walters sets up another in-swinger. Again, Butcher at the near post, this time with Brown. Derek Ferguson sends it back to Walters. The angled cross, up goes Brown. And some relief now for the hard-pressed Aberdeen defence. Butcher kneeing it on. Nicholas down for Simpson. Corner switching play well to the far side to McKimmie. Aberdeen now getting players forward. Here's Nicholas. Tipped there by Derek Ferguson. Another free kick to Aberdeen. He's had some tough treatment, Charlie Nicholas, this afternoon. It certainly indicates the respect with which he's now held. Played in by Mason. Irvin comes to meet it. Fine leap that by Brian Irvin, and Davy Dodds almost deflected the ball on target. Flung in high there by Paul Mason. You see the run being made by Irvin, leaping above the Rangers defence, nodding it powerfully across the face of the goal. Up goes Walters with Irvin. And a foot up again by Drinkle on McLeish. Free kick to Aberdeen. So we're now going into time added on for stoppages. Maybe some time wasting the referee will take account of also. The whistling coming from the Rangers fans, hoping for that final whistle for what would be a vital win in the championship race. There's Gary Stevens with the throw, and there goes the final whistle. Rangers are the winners by 2-1. The goals all coming in the first half, and Adair struggled throughout the second half with Aberdeen battling to get back in terms, but without the capacity to break down the Rangers defence. So Rangers just about value for the very narrow victory, a victory which keeps them at the top of the Premier League. It's Aberdeen 1, Rangers 2.
Graham, you opened up with Ian Ferguson joining Kevin Drinkle up front, but you had Stuart Monroe wide on the left side of midfield. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, Stuart is more mobile than John Brown. John Brown feels more comfortable playing at full-back, so it was an obvious one. I think Stuart is worth a special mention. He's one of these people that is a pleasure to work with, never complains, a real club pro, and I hope that the Rangers supporters appreciate what a great player they've got in Stuart Monroe. Attitude's second to none, and today we've thrown him in at the deep end, asking him to play a completely new position, and for me he was as good as we had today.
How did you see his goal?
Well, him and Fergie were arguing in the dressing room after the game who got the goal, and Stuart is pleading with Fergie to say it's his goal because he doesn't get many. So maybe you can prove who actually got the last touch to the ball.
Well, we think it was Stuart Monroe, but it was. It might have been
Fergie will argue. But, no, they don't really care as long as somebody gets them. But I'm pleased if Stuart got the last touch.
You had one incident which might have caused you some concern today's match, I think, with Ian Ferguson.
Fergie is a young boy. He's impetuous at times. He knows he was wrong. It was one of those incidents where it was a game where a big atmosphere today, a lot at stake today. He got caught up in it a wee bit, but he'll learn from that. There was no malice intended, it was a push, there was nothing, it was just a natural reaction from a young, aggressive footballer. And I think it's one of those incidents that he will learn from. He's certainly got his ear chewed off at the end of the game. He knows he was wrong. He's learning.
But he did play a vital part in both goals. The second goal, particularly that pass for Derek Ferguson.
Yeah, he's another player that supporters didn't take to right away, but I think he's worked so hard to endear himself to them, and I think now they're beginning to accept him for what he is. And for the next 10 years, he'll be a Rangers player, and in my book, will go from strength to strength. And a bright future for him. But he hopefully will learn from what he did today.
Graham, congratulations today. Many thanks.
Thanks, Joe. Thank you.
So a story of the Premier League Championship race bowling along nicely. And those 2 points keep Rangers out in front.